everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am so excited to finally be making my very first video for you guys. It has been an extremely long time coming and something that I have wanted to do for a very, very long time, and I'm doing it. So here we go. I recently put out a poll on my Instagram asking all of you guys what you wanted to see from me if I were to make a YouTube tutorial for makeup. And almost all of you said that you wanted to have a basic, everyday kind of makeup look that was easy and fast. So that is what I'm going to be showing you all today. I just wanted to start off with saying I'm not an expert. Everything that I've learned is through watching YouTube tutorials online, like what you guys are doing right now, except it's me. That's weird. And going to Sephora, learning things from their classes. To be honest, going to a Sephora class is one of the most amazing things that I've ever done. I have learned so much from just going to basic classes, and they offer them all the time. All of the products that I'm going to be using today are kind of a mix of some higher end products that I've gotten from Ulta or Sephora or online, and some other products that I've gotten just from Target or Walmart. I've even gotten brushes and whatnot from the dollar store, so don't be afraid to just go and get what you need in a pinch. Marshalls and TJ Maxx also have an extremely amazing makeup area. You can find some really awesome products. I have found TooFaced eyeshadows, Anastasia Beverly Hills products were in there. There's different eyelashes. It's amazing. And the brushes and the beauty blenders that you can find, like I just get these all the time from TJ Maxx. They're only like $2.99 and totally worth it. So the first thing that I like to do in the morning, because my hair is usually like a hot mess and I have a lot of it, so I like to pull it back into just like a little low ponytail. I think because I'm a teacher, I do this a lot at school, and I'm like holding my book and I touch my face, so I tend to break out around my mouth, sometimes up in here because of my bang, and then for some reason my cheek just like exploded. So we're gonna try to take care of all of that today. What I'm gonna start off with is my primer, my Prime and Peachy. It is absolutely amazing. I like to squirt everything on the back of my hand. So I just put a couple pumps. You do not need a lot of this. And then I just apply it with my finger. If I look off, I'm totally just looking into my mirror. I like to get it in all of the spots that usually wipe off the easiest throughout the day. And I do put it on my mouth as well. And in the morning, I'm like, ah. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is some correction. So all I did was get this palette from E.l.f, which if you open it up, it comes with a tiny little brush and some colors. The color that I'm gonna use the most is probably the green, because the green is going to counteract the red. It does come with instructions on what to do. I'm gonna just cover these red spots right now. You don't need a lot either. And then I look like a crazy person. I look like I have toothpaste on my face right now, but it does wonders. I usually blend this in with a beauty blender, but this beauty blender has seen its last life, so we are going to blend it in with our finger. Because I have more blemishes than I normally do, I'm gonna go in with a full coverage foundation. I am currently using the Fit Me Matte and Pourless, and I have it in the color 128. I'm going to just apply it to the back of my hand, and you do not need a lot, but then I just like literally blotch it all over my face. Nose, chin. And in the morning, honestly, the first thing I do is I take my beauty blender and I just like, whatever that spot was, I just blend it in. And that also shows me like, hey, am I still using the right color? Because I do have quite a few foundation colors based off of like winter, or if I'm tan, or I'm kind of in the middle right now. So this is the one I've been using the most. And I'm going to blend all that in. If you've never used a beauty blender before, they're small and they're kind of hard. So if you put it under water, you're gonna squeeze it and let it soak in the water, squeeze it, let it soak in the water, and then you're going to literally just squeeze it all out, and then it's gonna be nice and soft and spongy, and it's amazing. You can use it dry too, but I like to use it when it's wet. Next, I'm gonna use a concealer, and I also am going to be using the Maybelline concealer. There we go. This is in 15, so I don't really know what shade that is, but we're gonna go underneath our eye, and we're gonna make almost like a triangle. And then I like to go down my nose, and then I make this like V up on my forehead, and I put a little bit on my chin. Take that beauty blender again and just blend it all in. I am usually always using my IT Celebration foundation. You can get this at Ulta. It is my favorite foundation ever. If I were not to use the liquid foundation, I would just use this on a daily. And this is what makes my makeup routine so fast. You open it up and it looks like this, and then it also comes with a little presser, but I tend to use a kabuki brush like this. Now the end of this one fell off, but to be honest, I would just rip it off or buy a short one, because just doing this, get some on your brush, and then I just do little circles. This not only mattes out my foundation that I just put on, but it does add one more little layer without it looking super cakey. Just gives it a really nice matte finish, and I've been doing this for years, and I just love how it looks. I like how clean it looks. So this is amazing. I'm gonna link that down below. You need to get it, because I have recommended this to so many of my friends, and it's just amazing. The next step that I do in the morning is my eyes, and I let this kind of like just settle. I'm going to be using a soft brush. This brush I got at the dollar store, so don't tell me that you need to get your brushes from a really expensive place. Yeah, they're probably better, but for what you need in the morning, this is fine. It's a Wet n Wild brush, fluffy, and I'm gonna use it just on my crease. Now, I bought a TooFaced kit not too long ago, and it had 3 layers to it. It had this, a middle, and then this top piece. Whoops. This top piece, as you can see, they're kind of dirty. But the top piece has a bronzer, a highlighter, and then this blush is basically another highlighter. So I don't really use it for blush, because I just feel like I'm brushing on glitter onto my face. So I tend to use it for eyeshadow and highlighter, but not for blush. And then there were 2 palettes that look just like this, and they're amazing. This one has more purples and the other one has pinks. This one has greens and browns. They're my favorite. In the morning, I don't tend to use those because they're just too much. I don't need to put on that much makeup in the morning. I just want a little bit of something soft. So I tend to just go in with this, and I take my brush, and I'm gonna go in with the 2 highlighter colors. And I'm gonna just go onto my lid and create just like a metallic eyeshadow. No matter when I do eyes, if I have multiple steps, I make sure that I do like step 1 on my right eye, on my left eye, step 2 on my right eye, on my left eye. I don't like to do my entire right eye and then go, okay, let's make it on our left eye, because I can't remember what I did on this eye to recreate it on this side, if that makes sense. So get into the habit of doing one eye and then just re-dipping and then just doing the other side while you have that step in your head. Then I'm gonna take the bronzer part, and I'm gonna use that in my crease. So it just creates a little bit of a brown crease for you. And don't be afraid to add more if if that's the look that you're going for. I do this every morning. So now my eyes look like that. They have a little bit of shimmer, and then they have the bronze look in the crease. Done. That's all you need. If you want to add more, usually what I do is I take my kit that has the eyeshadows in it, and I'm gonna take this black color down here. Sometimes you can use brown as well. And you're just gonna take a brush that looks just like this, and it has a fine little edged point. This one has the little spoolie on the end. And I'm going to just put it on the eyelash line. And I take my finger and like smudge a lot. I sometimes put color on the bottom underneath as well, so I most likely would just take that same brown color up here, and I would just lightly brush it underneath if that is the kind of look that you want to go for. I tend to like the smoked out look, whether it's natural or not. I like to have a little bit of that eyeshadow underneath. So it looks like that. So after you put all the eyeshadow on and you're all set, the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curl my lashes. And it's not something you have to do, but I like to do it. I had a really big problem with my eyelashes were like falling out for the longest time, and now that they're finally grown back, I have been trying to treat them with respect. So I'm going to curl them up. So what I like to do is I curl them as close to my eye line as possible, and then when I go to let go, I curl them again right at the tip. What I like to do next is I take this LashFood, which you can get at Ulta. It also comes with an eyelash serum, and you can get, it's like the travel size, so you can get it, it's about $15, I believe. But I put this on, it's a conditioner collagen, and it's white. So I put this on my eye before I apply my mascara. And I swear by this stuff that it not only takes care of my lashes and conditions them and keeps them nice, but it also creates that coat. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm gonna do the other side while this kind of dries. You don't ever pump, you wanna swirl to get it out. It always ends up being right on the tip, so I tend to use the tip more often. So what I suggest is think about your own face. Everyone's different, everyone's unique. What is the feature of your face that you like the most? It might be your lips, it might be your nose, it might be your cheekbones, it might be your eyebrows or your eyelashes. Pick one thing. In the morning when you're getting ready, you're gonna feel way more put together if that one thing that you love the most on your face is just standing out and looking amazing. So for me, I tend to really like contouring my face, and I really like eyelashes. If I had to leave the house with just getting an eyelash curler and some mascara and a little bit of bronzer for my cheeks, I would be a happy girl. Honestly, if you just pick one part of your facial features that you really, really want to enhance, work on that one piece, and that's kind of what you build the rest of your face around, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go in with my little tiny Better Than Sex mascara that I got as a sample. I'm gonna apply this to the top. So that's one eye. So my eyelashes are extremely long at this point. I've been using the Lash serum, the Grande Lash MD, for a month and a half maybe, and they're just so long. I put a tiny, tiny, tiny amount on my bottom lashes. To be honest, I don't like how at the end of the day, if you have too much mascara on your bottom lashes, it like you look like an owl by the time you leave work, or at least I do, it being in kindergarten. The last thing I'm going to be using is my Kat Von D contour kit. Now, clearly, I'm running out. So I'm going to take another brush. I tend to still hope that these are filled somehow. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to go around the top. If you have a short forehead, do not contour the top of your forehead because it's just gonna make it shorter. I like to put it up there because my forehead feels like it's huge and it's not really, but I like to contour it up there anyway. Because I have those blemishes over there, it kind of hurts today. I'm a very aggressive contourer. I really like my contouring. I'm gonna go in with an even softer brush, nice and fluffy. For my blush, I'm going to take this blush that I got at, I think Ulta, but I only got it because it was like $3. So don't feel like you need to get expensive stuff. And you're gonna take your big fluffy brush and cat paw. I learned from the best at Sephora, cat paw. I like to put a little bit across my nose and my forehead. And because I really like blush, I like to like overly apply the blush. I also forgot to mention that while I'm getting ready in the morning, I put chapstick on. This is my favorite right now because it's watermelon. So I put this on in the morning because your lips are usually super chapped, and then if I decide I don't want to put on lipstick or anything, I just leave the house like that, but at least I have something on my lips. Then I'm going to take a highlighter brush and I'm gonna go back into that previous palette. I basically use this entire palette to get ready in the morning. I'm gonna go in with this color down here, and I always mix it in with a little bit of this. Whoops, not that one. I can't see when I'm looking. Those two, and I'm gonna just, I also like to do my nose, but it looks like that, and a little bit on my forehead. So I have two different kinds of eyebrow pencils. I have used the Anastasia Beverly Hills, used the Dip Brow, the pencils. I love them all. My eyebrows are already super dark. If I didn't put anything on them, I probably wouldn't even care. I do like to do them every day though, so I did use this Covergirl pencil. It's in the color Honey Brown. Pencil reminds me very much of Anastasia. Has the little spoolie at the end, and you can kind of just brush up the brows and do them the same way. But to be honest, I'm not gonna waste this on school every day, so I go to Target and I get the E.l.f. brush, and this one is in the taupe brown because I do have darker brows, but I don't want them to be black. So I'm going to go in and I line the bottom, and then I go ahead and line the top and bring that curve around. And I like to do little strokes, and then I also take the spoolie end, and as I'm doing it, I do these like smooth strokes. So it looks like that. And I'm gonna go in on the other side. Follow your natural arch, and then I go in not all the way starting over here, but kind of like right here is where I start the top line. And I curve that one around too. And you have to always remember that these eyebrows are not twins, they're sisters. So you can go to the front and kind of create that little upward motion that I'm not always the best at. If you want your highlight to be a little bit more intense, you can always go in with just your finger and just kind of like patting it over, because yeah, you want that highlight to be. And honestly, if you take with your finger, and I like to just apply it to that inner part of my eye. And last but not least, I'm going to put on my Milani. It is in the color Matte Naked. It's 61. You can get this at Walgreens. Again, my favorite. I tend to like the liquid lipsticks the most because they're easier for me to put on. However, because this color is basically the color of my shirt, it's very simple to put on. And because I have my chapstick on already, it works well. That is my everyday makeup look. I hope that was easy for you all and that you can take anything from that and use it on yourself. I would love, love, love if you all would tag me in any selfies that you take using your everyday makeup look after watching this video, and just use hashtag #DreamAlongWithTaryn, and I would love to repost it in my story. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.